Immediately we had proclaimed our independence in August 45, we attached as preamble to our constitution the Pancasila. Panca means 5, Sila means principle.
Hello, Miss Agesti and Mr. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jeremy Michael Haryanto, and my student ID number is 2021220008. I'm an Indonesian Chinese born and raised in Surabaya, East Java, with my mother from Tuban and my father from Surabaya. Based on the words of my family, my name, Jeremy, is taken from the name of the prophet in the Bible, Jeremiah, who was one of the prophets who preached God's message in Israel. And Michael's name is taken from the angel's name, Michael. From my name, of course, my family and I are Christians. I've been a Christian since I was born. My parents always guide and teach me about the Bible, and even today, our family always goes to church on Sunday to attend the weekly services. In addition, I also attended the youth services every Saturday before the COVID-19 pandemic. My family and I also always attend the annual Easter and Christmas services. It has become a habit in our family. We always share Easter eggs, set up some Christmas tree, and also give presents to children around our house. Since I come from Surabaya, there are several special foods that my family and I often eat. And one of the food is rujak cingur. Rujak cingur is a food consisting of slices of several types of fruit, such as cucumber, yam, young mango, pineapple, amarella, then added by rice roll, tofu, tempeh, cingur, sprout spinach, and also long beans. All of the ingredients then mixed with the spices made from processed shrimp paste, boiling water, brown sugar, chili, peanuts, and fried onions. And then at the end, all the spices are mixed by diulek. That's why rujak cingur is also called rujak ulek. My family and I usually eat rujak cingur for about 1 until 2 times a month, especially on Saturdays. There's no particular reason why we usually eat rujak cingur in Saturday, but yeah, it just become a habit in our family. However, we often eat rujak cingur because we think that rujak cingur is a complete package of food that contains many benefits such as carbohydrates, protein, fats, and also vitamins. As a child born on the island of Java, especially East Java, I often use Javanese when talking to my friends. The Java language that I use is Ngoko Javanese. I also learn Bromo Javanese, such as Bromo Alus or Bromo Inggil from school, but they are rarely used because I mostly use Indonesian when I speak to other people formally. However, there are times when I'm forced to use the Javanese Bromo language when I meet a foreigner outside my house who like to speak Javanese and not speak Indonesian. And I think the Javanese language that I use shows that I come from the island of Java. Besides that, I also use Javanese to make myself and my friends closer. And Javanese also make me more comfortable to use. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, in my household, there were always events held by my neighbors. Wedding, eating together in the Independence Day, in the Christmas Day, and so on and so on. This event always takes place at least once every 6 months. My family and I always come to the events that are held, especially Selamatan. When the Selamatan is held, my family and I come to eat together. Sometimes we also help prepare the food together for the Selamatan. I also sometimes take part in drama shows by becoming a certain character that is part of the show. I really enjoy such activities, and I want to do it again when the pandemic COVID-19 is over. Every year, our family also celebrates Chinese New Year with our extended family. My family and I always go to Tuban to stay for about 2 days. And before the day arrives, we must have broke and prepare new red clothes for us here, Chinese New Year. When we got there, we always had lunch together and exchanged red packets, or you can say ang pao, with other family members. Not only exchanging ang pao, we should usually also hold events where older people will give messages and or also advice to the younger people. Our family also always celebrates Indonesia Independence Day. Every year, there are several events held at my grandmother's housing complex to commemorate Indonesia's independence. The events held are very diverse, such as a healthy walk together, gymnastics together, and also competition to celebrate this special day. In addition, at noon, around 11 a.m., there is always a flag raising event followed by a performance of Reok Ponorogo and several types of traditional dance. After the ceremony and performance are over, we always end the activities with a meal together. My family and I really enjoyed the event held by the people around my grandmother's house. Okay, now let's go to the next discussion. There are several activities or habits that I do implement the core principles in Pancasila. So, listen to me carefully. Number 1. Habits or activities that implements the core principle of Pancasila in the first principle, Tuhanan Yang Maha Esa, are about how I appreciate and also respect the religions around me. From the family environment, this can be seen because me, my siblings, and my parents are Christian, but not with the rest of my extended family. My extended family religions are Catholic, Buddhism, and some are even Muslim. This religious difference doesn't make us separate, but we often meet and gather so that our sense of family remains attached. In terms of the environment, my house is close to the mosque, so we often hear the sounds of their worship in the afternoon. That's become a normal thing for me, and even my parents always taught me to respect them when they worship, such as not playing a lot of songs, not playing music, not honking the car horn when passing in front of the mosque, and so on and so on. Okay, next. Besides respecting other religions, I was also taught by my parents to share with people in need. I was taught that everyone around me is equal in their own rights, so I have to help them when they need help. And this is some activities that I do, which are the implementations of the core principle of Pancasila in the second principle, kemanusiaan yang adil dan beradab. I'm used to giving food to the people around me in my daily life, even though I have different religions or ethnicity from them. During Eid al-Fitr or Christmas, my parents and I would buy some food such as biscuit or make some parcels to give to my neighbors. I also sometimes give coffee to the security guards that on duty at my housing complex when they pass in front of my house. By giving help, I can make other people happy and can help lighten their work. Okay, next. As an Indonesian, I also have to love the nation and country where I live. I must have a sense of love for my homeland and also nation, the attitudes and actions that make the Indonesian people proud. This is related to the implementations of the core principle of the third principle of Pancasila, Persatuan Indonesia. One of the activities that I do is to take part in the flag ceremony at school every Monday and also on Indonesia's independence. Not only did I play a member who marched and attend the ceremony, I also contributed as one of the master ceremony. In addition, I have been the bearer of the Pancasila tag several times. During the Indonesian Independence Day ceremonies in junior and senior high school, I was the leader of the right wing who managed the class to follow the ceremony well. I feel I can give appreciation and respect to Indonesia, even though it is only in the scope of my school and not really that big. Okay, next. Humans are social creatures who need other people. Everyone is obligated to be able to listen to the opinions of others and mustn't impose his will on others. This is what led me to the activities that implement the core principle of the fourth Pancasila principle, kerakyatan yang dipimpin oleh hikmah kebijaksanaan dalam permusyawaratan perwakilan. From elementary to high school, my classmates and I always determine the class president through voting. The class leader's candidate is chosen by the teachers, and then we will choose one of them one by one. The results that emerged in the end were never rejected by us, and we quickly agreed. A closer example, during the mid-semester exam or the introduction course, I had to make a marketing project. I often give my opinion about the name and the logo ideas that I think that is cool. But if my friends doesn't agree, I'm not angry. I listen to their opinions happily, and in the end, I agreed with them. I believe that with mutual respect for the opinions of other and friends, work will be completed quickly, and it can reduce conflicts that can arise in my group. Okay, next. And lastly, every human being has the same rights and obligations, and that is what is called justice. This is my last discussion about my activities or life which implements the core principle of the 5th Pancasila principle, keadilan sosial bagi seluruh rakyat Indonesia. In everyday life, my parents taught me to respect the property rights of others, so it is not good to take things that not belong to us. When I'm at school and I forget to bring a pencil or a pen, I usually borrow my friends. When I finish using it, I will return it to him or her. Pencil or the pen is theirs. Even though it's a simple and trivial thing, I still have to be responsible for the things that I do. I was also taught to take care of public facilities that are shared. For example, when I go to a city park or maybe take some public transportations, I have to keep the place and the vehicle clean. I can litter and just ignore the people around me, but I wasn't taught that way. I was taught that in order for me to be able to use the public transportations, public facilities comfortably, I should also take care of the public facilities that I use so that other people can also feel the same like me. Okay, now I'm going to share some of the lessons that I learned during the questions of this. Previously, I was so confused about what tradition I was doing. I feel that I have never done anything and feel that a lot of things has nothing to do with the Pancasila. However, when Ms. Adesti explained some examples and discussed about MPR degree at the last meeting, I realized that in fact, many things I did were under the core principle of Pancasila. Last but not least, I never thought I would make this long story about Pancasila. I realized that the implementations of Pancasila was actually very, very close and even embedded in my daily life. Earlier, Soekarno stated that Pancasila was the dynamic basis for Indonesia. That's all that I can tell you right now, and I hope everyone enjoys my long story. Thank you very much.